It seems that it's all cyclical, and it seems in a way it's short term. And we're talking about change, and nonprofits are about changing. Do you foresee any lasting changes, or is it drops in the ocean in
I
terms of
think this is a
making
dramatic
impact?
change. I think this is the asteroid hitting the Earth. I think this is the dinosaurs going off the planet. I think that this is a sea change.
And when you talk about this, you're talking
I'm
about
talking
where
about
we
the
are
economic
now.
crisis that we are in will reshape and remap the nonprofit sector and the relationships as we have known it.
That's very dramatic.
I hope so, because I'm trying to convey that we haven't been here before. We
Well,
haven't had this kind of precipitous drop with the contraction in government, the contraction in assets, that there will be huge changes for how we operate and how we partner with each other and how we do our work, how we do our measurement, how nonprofits come into being. It's going to change.
Well, you talk about precipitous, you talk about the asteroid, and it all sounds very, and I won't say scary, negative. Is it positive? And what's the positive?
Well, change is always hard. The opportunity and the positive is that we get to recreate how we do our work. We get to rethink what's important in our communities. We get to partner and share information in ways that perhaps we should have always been doing, but we now are forced to do it. So I think there are opportunities in this. But you first have to accept that there are going to be dramatic changes in how we do our work, and then what are the opportunities that come out of that. And I think right now we're all still largely looking out the rearview mirror about what was and not out the front window of what will be.
And I also think it to the perspective, we're not so much as, I think it eliminates the competition we always felt that we were in. It's more about collaboration and cooperation and working together, because again, unless we do that, we're not really going to make a difference. And it's always, we've always had a tendency to feel that we were competing with one another. So I think it really, it makes us take a step back there. Plus, I also think the community and our donors expect it. They expect us to be stepping up and working together and to be collaborating, to being able to demonstrate that the work that we're doing is making a difference in the community. It's the marketplace, the donors require it of us.
Emmett talked about it being precipitous. He talked about, as I mentioned before, the asteroid hitting the planet, the dinosaurs. It's a real sea change. And at the same time, how much has been accomplished in the past when the dollars were more flowing, that we're now at a point where we're trying to salvage the pieces to keep them from completely falling apart?
Well, I think, a lot from a United Way perspective, I'm going to be, Health and Human Services, change takes a long time. The conditions didn't happen overnight. So we always talk about long-term strategies. They're incremental and it takes time. And again, it's beyond just the dollars. It's about advocacy. It's about supporting public policy, systemic change. That's all required to really make a difference. There's never going to be enough money to go around to solve all the problems that are out there. It's about people stepping up. It's about them giving their time and their talent. It's about them raising their voice, about what they believe in, about the changes that need to take place in order for the community really to evolve and to become a better place.
There isn't one voice on those changes, because I'm thinking in terms of the advocacy there right now during the health debates. There are those who are advocating on both sides. The community is stepping up on both sides. And yet,
again, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think what you're going to find out of this is that organizations like the United Way and the community foundations are going to talk a lot more clearly about the role of advocacy. That we're going to blend our voices together, that the nonprofit sector is going to become a more active participant in public policy discussions, because we see what happens when we aren't in those discussions. We see the choices that are made and the impact on our communities, recognizing that without the partnership of government, without the partnership of state government, county government, city government, we can't do it alone. and that these are community issues and community problems, and we have to put our voices, our credibility, our cash, and our cachet together in addressing these issues in a new ecosystem, not the old one, in a new one.